Hello, we are here. We are live at Boca Chica, Texas to watch the SN10 second static fire in SpaceX. My name is Corey and I'm gonna be a commentator today along with Dev, but he is not here at the moment and he's gonna be here very shortly. But for now, I'm gonna be a commentator, Corey, and I hope you enjoyed that. Now we are here at Boca Chica to view the SN10 static fire. We are just getting ready for it now. We're just gonna wait for ground crew to arrive on here. The road has closed, which means we have no cars here now. We have no cars to cross by until the static fire has finished and, the road's open back again. But, the SN10 is it's like our I don't know how to put it, but it's very, very, very. Let me just say it's like the same to like the SN's, like 5, 6. But I have a good feeling about the SN10. Now, as you can see, we have the ground crew coming on site. You can see it crossing down the road here. And SpaceX security, tech with the Teslas here, because SpaceX, Elon Musk, tech, they have like Teslas, is what it is. Now, the launch, let me tell you a little thing about the launch vehicle system tests, aka static fires and whatever. Now, it assesses the readiness of a launch system to safely reach orbit. Launch vehicles undergo system tests before they launch. A dress rehearsal, WDR, and a most extensive static fire tests. A fully assembled launch vehicle and its associated ground support equipment, which is GSE. Prior to launch, the spacecraft's last payload may or may not be attached to the launch vehicle, i.e. SN10, during the WDR or static fire, but sufficient elements of the rocket and all relevant ground support equipment are in place to help verify that the rocket is ready for flight. And of course, success for the static fire with these engines. Now, for propellant load tests and static fire tests may also be done on a prototype rocket stages, as well, in which case no fully assembled launch vehicle is involved. So I hope you got a pretty decent information there about it, as it's really suitable for the test that goes on here at Boca Chica and a possible SN10 launch to be actually successful for the Starship program. Now, we do have an alert to risks of the health and safety, and I could speak of that now. I could really speak of that now. It is, you know. But you can see the team checking out the Starship, helping to make sure that the static fire is actually successful for today's event. And, we can get data from it to help. Joining us now is Dev.
Hello,
She's
hello.
American commentator. How you doing, Dev?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing good as well. We're gonna be watching the SN10 static fire today. Second static fire, I should say. And it is a good day, don't you think? I think it will be very suitable to have one.
Yep. So the last static fire of SN10 was about a month or two ago. That's when they tested the main tank. Then I think today they're testing the header tanks, or it might just be flopped around.
Mm-hmm.
And this is prepping for the fight, hopefully this Saturday.
And to hope that is a successful one, especially as the static fire should go well today.
Yep, it should go well today. I don't think there should be any major issues. They replaced the Raptors since there's two different Raptors on Starship SN10 right now.
As you can see right here, we have the ground crew cars and security vans and cars, driving past the roads to make sure safety is our number one priority, and so there's no supporters or who else to actually get into the vicinity in which can be a big problem or so.
And yeah, so sorry for being a little late here, as school conflicts in the way of.
No problem.
And I had to get in late, but yeah, I was cleared after that.
Pretty sad though, we have Ska here. Summer vacation's over. It's pretty sad. But it's like I'm gonna go on another vacation soon as well. So, because I'm from Florida, I might take a trip down to Boca Chica, Now we have an alert. We had given papers. We had given alerts to the residents here, that says that SpaceX will conduct spaceflight activities on the 8th of the 17th. Which is going to be for the static fire. Prior to the activity, you'll be provided notice by the sounding of a police siren in the Boca Chica village. There may be more than one instance during that time period where you will hear a siren notification. There is a risk that a malfunction of the SpaceX vehicle during these activities will create an overpressure event that can break windows. Therefore, in order to protect public health and safety, it is recommended that you consider temporarily vacating yourself, other occupants, and pets from the area during the spaceflight activities. And at a minimum, you must exit your home or structure and be outside of any building on your property when you hear the police sirens, which will be activated at the time of the spaceflight activity to avoid or minimize the risk of injuries. And I think that's very important, because if the static fire goes off and anyone's near the vicinity, to be quite honest, they're toast. And they're going to be injured a lot.
Yep. Also, just trying to reframe it from that, there should be no malfunctions since the pressure is about equal for flight, and that flight pressure is quite significant, different pressure, which will make sure that the tanks won't rupture because of low pressure or equalizing pressure on the other side.
Yep. As you can see right here, we have the security. Well, not security, but ground vans just staying here, you know. Uh, and security as well, I should say. You know, just patrolling the area for this, you know. Make sure nothing happens. Now, the
And
road,
yeah, the road is closed now. No, that
yeah,
road was just cleared to protect people such as the security cars and the civilians from traveling down the road and possibly getting inside the launch area or the static fire areas, shall we say,
yeah, any
and
authorized personnel are allowed to be here.
also getting onto the beach. So that's great.
I think tourists are gonna be very happy for this static fire. You know, they can just, you know, come from a different country, gonna come here.
Yeah, yeah, we haven't seen a bunch of static fires in past couple weeks, so it's great to see more action happening at Boca Chica
Yeah.
after a long break. So yeah, happy to see that, and we're happy to possibly see this bird fly.
The adrenaline that I have right now, I just can't say it because I'm really excited for this. You know.
And Starship venting is right now happening from the tanks or the recondenser, and it looks like both the tanks and recondenser. So that means we're getting one step closer to the static fire. Just making sure that the engines that they replaced are working and perfectly fine for flight.
Yep. To me, that's like our first milestone before the static fire. Also, if you have any questions related to the static fire only, or related to SpaceX, you can type it down on the chat and we'll be happy to answer that. Make sure it's static fire related. But if you have any questions, me and Dev, we can help. And we can answer those questions for you, no problem. And thank you for watching the Space Watchers coverage for the static fire. And yeah. Just really excited for the static fire. Have a lot of adrenaline.
Right now, if you're just tuning in, we have road closure for SN10 static fire and pad cleared. And the recondensers are right now on.
These are the milestones heading for today's static fire SN10. Dev is fixing something real quick before. Okay, so we have a question from Astro WX. Just make sure to type down your questions on the chat here, and we can answer them.
And remember, if you want to ever become a SpaceX employee or just in general a Space Watchers employee by working on the streams and off the streams, you can join the SpaceX team or the SpaceX team via the SpaceX applications channel. You can apply for Space Watchers and other stuff. And right now we see tank farm activity starting to happen. And also follow the Twitter for SpaceX, and soon we'll have a Space Watchers, hopefully.
So that you can get updated for latest information on the dam that's going to be upcoming, and for other static fire testers that should persist. Now you can see on the stream the status is tank farming. Pretty cool. We can wait for it. So
And
we have a question by Astro WX saying, why are the tanks venting from the top? Those black tanks in the black are water tanks.
ask the developers that honestly.
I just got speechless over there because I know that what you're saying is true, and I don't know why he's doing that. Like, black tanks in the back are water tanks, but tanks are venting through there. If you want to, if you want to talk to the developers about that, just make sure to join the Discord on the SpaceX server and talk to the engineering division, and you can actually say that question. Because we are not, like, we are not sure why it's doing that. We're just commentators here for Space Watchers. We're not in the engineering division. And we don't really work on this as much, to be quite honest. Because engineers have been working to push for the DMT mission that should be upcoming with astronauts _masquerade. And who was the other one?
It used to be Crocs, but then Crocs kind of just but I think it's now Conzizzle now.
Oh yeah, _masquerade and Conizzle. Yeah, Conizzle, yeah. For the demonstration mission, yeah.
Yep. And both of them will be flying to space hopefully shortly, as teams are finally starting to wrap up their development phase and soon publicating the map in general in order for launch. So hopefully we will see that come up within the next couple of months.
We have a question here from Starhopper. Question: how to go to Mars? Well, if you want to go to Mars, play Space Sailors.
Yeah, totally.
We have a question from Isaac for Sri saying, why did SN10's engines be replaced?
Because that's an easy question.
Yeah,
because
really
SN10's engines, they were sitting on the pad for almost a month and a half, moving into 2 months, and those engines, you can't really sit on a pad doing nothing for 2 months, because that will just start to have the fuel go straight through the plumbing and just sitting in there, which will eventually
just
corrode
deteriorate,
or just break the whole entire plumbing in general. So we can't have the fuel, or they can't have the fuel sitting in there for anything.
Now,
and
we
also,
had
just for a fun fact here, the
Yeah.
last static fire of SN10 was a month ago today. So it's great to see that they're actually back on it again.
exactly, and we had much more delays with the development here at Boca Chica as well.
Yeah, as they're trying to also push for orbit, hopefully pretty shortly, even though we haven't really seen anything going on with the orbital launch tower or the mountain table. But they're trying to push for orbit, and right now I believe SN11 is sitting in the high bay, just waiting for its chance to fly.
Hopefully waiting for Vaz static fire.
And also DM2 development was being a big priority for SpaceX, as it needs to be pushed because astronaut corps are ready and they're just sitting there waiting for their missions to come up. And right now, development at Boca Chica is finally back, so it's great to see that.
And the fact that our astronauts are really excited to go on the DMT mission. They have been trained a lot. They've been trained a lot by the chief of astronauts here. They've been really working on the trainings to, be really good when it comes to DMT, the knowledge that happens here. And to see that they're now waiting for the mission to be upcoming is really, 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 You can see the skirt vent now happening. It is engine chill for the status here.
Yep, that's the aft vent right there. Oh, we won't really see, or actually, no, that's engine chill, pardon. Engine chill just makes sure that they don't get basically flashed with the thing. Oh. Sorry, we just keep getting mixed up. What was it?
Because we're seeing the status here and it keeps changing every single time. So we're
Yeah.
getting confused here.
The status is automated, so that's why we're just waiting for it. Skirt vent. Okay.
Skirt vent. That's
Well,
confirmed. Skirt vent.
yeah, skirt vent. Yeah.
It's so hilarious.
It's basically F vent base. It's basically that. But yeah, that's just venting the F tanks right now.
Let's try to get a zoom on here. Let's try to get a zoom here. Come on. There you go. See, you can see perfect, like you can see perfect clear and vision of the SN10.
I think that stairs
Yes,
the stairs are brand new.
yeah,
Kind of
it
look brand new.
doesn't look rusty.
Yeah.
Isaac, this video, yes, it's not intentional. It just got messed up due to the status bar. So we made a mistake here, and we are sorry for that.
Yep. And also, we're seeing cars zooming back down there, so we don't know what's going on exactly. If we could get the cameras to zoom in towards the entrance and see why those cars are going pretty fast. I don't really see anything going on there, but I just saw 2 Teslas go pretty fast.
That is pretty okay. Let's just hope they don't crash into anything. We don't want another tragedy like before. Because I remember I was driving down here. And it wasn't when static fires or whatever was happening, but I was driving down here and I saw like an accident along the way here. It was really, 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 really disturbing. Like, there's been car accidents.
Yep.
Piling up together when I was driving down here. Yeah.
And also, if we get that camera back fixed, you could possibly see SN7.2 just sitting on the pad. Its fate is
It's so lonely.
yeah, it's just been sitting there. We don't know exactly what's going on or what they're getting ready to do with that.
Have you ever seen men when they're driving, like they're driving into the water, like when they're driving, they
Yeah.
just drive into the water. So stupid, to be honest. It's like you wouldn't even understand.
And also, tri vents just confirmed.
Yeah, we should
And
have.
also, methane vents have started up, and that means that we're getting one step closer to the static fire. That venting just vents the main tanks and the header tanks. We don't know which one they're testing today, but we believe they're testing the header tanks today.
And I mean, we're doing this because we're trying to get data here. We're trying to get data. Now, when we get the data, it's going to be really easy to determine if the SN10 will be suitable to fly. When they do the, what is it, like the takeoff and then landing test?
Yep, the hop test is still in the margins for Saturday. We don't know how high they're going, but I believe they're going to 12.5 kilometers.
And if that is successful, then we got enough data for that, including the static fire that's happening today. And we should possibly be able to see an SN10 like fully starship launch. And if that also goes successful, then yay. Because then, to be quite honest, SpaceX have done it. They have done it, and Starship is now in the future for like the Starship program, taking astronauts to Mars.
Yeah, honestly, to be honest, frankly, here I'm thinking that this next couple starships will most likely fail, as Elon did say. Failure is basically the key of this whole entire program right now in the early SNs. But yeah, as soon as we start seeing SN15 or above come to flight, we will see more successes, and then hopefully, shortly after that, we'll see maybe booster tests, and then finally ending it off with just regular static fires test before actual orbital flights.
Really hot out here today, really hot in Boca Chica here today.
Yep, and also we just got some confirmation from the team. SN serial number 10 is loading propellants of liquid methane and liquid oxygen. And right now on your screen, you should see the new SpaceX suits are finally released. Right there, that's the new SpaceX suit that will be taking people on the DM2 mission to the International Space Station, and 3D clothing will be coming pretty shortly.
That is really modern. Really, really modern. I am so psyched about that suit over here, you know?
It's amazing that they can do it in-house, though, not relying off third parties.
Yeah. Really talented. I should say for myself.
And that hat is also, or the helmet is also 3D printed. And also now we're seeing engine chill happening.
Yeah.
We're one step closer to the static fire.
We are so close. And this time we're not joking. Yes, it's engine chill. But the last mistake we made when we said, oh yeah, it's engine chill. Well, we have a question here from Starhopper saying, what if SN10 exploded? Well, if it exploded, then it would have been a failure for the SN10. Engineering teams would have to try to sort it out, but for the possible meantime, I believe that would possibly just go on to SN11. And
we have 10 more minutes until the static fire, and also going back to that question, SN10 exploded, they'll just probably start pushing a little more for SN11, but to be honest, they want to get super close to the SN10 and further. Also, we're starting to see Tri-Vent and engine chill happening. If you just tuned in, Starship is about 10 minutes away from its static fire. Shortly, we should be hearing a siren or the siren going off.
Yep. And once that siren goes off, that means it's time to evacuate if you're near the pad or whatever. So we can then start with the static fire that's supposed to be scheduled to happen today.
And yep, about 50 seconds before static fire will be quiet, just so then everyone can listen into the amazing Raptors starting up.
If you want to get more commentary like this, and if you want to see more visuals from the SpaceX, you can subscribe to the Space Watchers channel. It only takes one click and two clicks to turn on push notifications, so you know anytime we upload a video or we start streaming for either launches SN10, static fire is right now, and like other projects to be happening. And we should also have a DM2 stream here on Space Watchers. If not, probably would be on the SpaceX channel. But I'm 100%. When I get more data and then we go to like the next mission here, then I'll tell you a lot about it.
And for sure, we will be streaming the static fire, or not the static fire, the flight of SN10, and also starting up with SpaceX too. SpaceX will actually be streaming SN10 launch too. And
no siren today confirmed by the Cameron County. There's no siren now. Today.
Okay. There's no siren confirmed by Cameron County officials, as we just got informed.
Well, now you just gotta know that you have to evacuate the pad 10 minutes before. Otherwise, you're just gonna be burnt to. You're gonna just be burnt to toast.
Well, if you're not if you're under engines, yes, but if you're away, your eardrums are gonna be toasted.
Ruptured. It's just gonna your eardrums that you're just gonna be hearing a ring like.
And right now, if you're tuning in, static fire of SN10 should be happening within the next 5 to 7 minutes, and venting and engine chills, or engine chilling has just started, or has started, but is continuing on after the 10-minute mark. And if this succeeds today, we will see a possible launch of SN10 on Saturday.
Pray to God it actually becomes successful, okay? No doubt, no negativity, because I believe that this is going.
And since I was the main Space Watchers person that was on space or was at Space Day,
Yep.
SpaceX did reveal a brand new Raptor, and that Raptor is amazing. That
Like, there's
Raptor is
more.
sleek design.
Yeah.
There's less wiring and piping, and
And it's just hot.
yeah,
It's just hot.
it is
Yeah.
hot. And it's amazing to see how far they've came with just an engine within a couple years. Or
It's really sexy.
yes. And within that, also, it's amazing to see that they came from just a really messy and clumpy Raptor to now a very clean Raptor, which they will soon be innovating on if they do follow how they did say what they'll do for Super Heavy and other stuff.
Yep. Now, it is expected for 3 minutes, 2 engines, which would then ignite for the static fire. Then we will pull back from the commentary as we would wait for the second static fire of the SN10. So that is going to be it for me, Corey, and the commentator Devin,
And we'll pull back around 3:26, 3:27 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that's in about 2 minutes.
So thank you for watching. I hope you still come watch the SN10 static fire. Just enjoy. And that was the static fire. What a good fart.
Wow, amazing. It also looked like some new plumes there. It looked actually pretty detailed. You could see the mock diamonds too.
Yeah.
So maybe the old engines were bad or whatever. They're probably not bad since the Raptors and SpaceX make sure that they are complete and ready for testing, since they do static fire at McGregor before heading back down to Boca Chica. And also now seeing venting as Starship is detanking itself immediately after that static fire, most likely.
And we are so sorry for the stream delay. Since we're at Boca Chica, our cameras would be a bit laggy due to the fact that the SN10 would then have a static fire and would just mess up, the power lines
No, it was
and
mainly
every
internet connection.
yeah, just internet connection. Okay, this is not like this is ROBLOX.
You need to
My bad.
get Starlink out here.
It's
Uh, yeah,
probably having Verizon.
you just
Probably
saw the
having
static.
for Yep. Probably having Verizon as your internet connection. To be quite honest.
uh,
Don't mind my phone. Like I can't stop it. What the?
and shortly we'll see the road or detanking be complete and the road opening and people getting back on the pad. But yeah, that's the static fire of Starship SN10.
As the static fire has now happened, we have collected data, and we should be a go for Saturday with the
It is
SN10.
on the SpaceX team if they're go for Saturday, the engineers going for Saturday, and etc. But I believe they are showing that they are go for static fire or not static fire flight Saturday, which will be the first ever flight being shown on Space Watchers, and that will be amazing.
Yeah, for sure, for sure.
Yep, and also all the people in the village, they seem safe for this flight most likely, since that static fire looked amazing, and hopefully it lands, and hopefully the landing legs don't fail as they kind of did on SN8, how they just got completely squashed and turned into pieces. But that's also high velocity coming down towards the ground. And it looks like all engines were ignited and performed well. So that was great to see all that.
What? Let's go.
And also there's that second camera. You can look at that orbital launch table mounts right there. Just pretty basic. Nothing happening. Yeah.
Sadly, it's lonely again, but just with water there.
Yep, and hopefully we'll actually see that base come in pretty shortly, how that base will start being made. And also the tower segments coming pretty shortly, and also the GSE tanks. Which, can we zoom in on their placement for the GSE tanks possibly, as it is possible? Because there is a bunch of dirt just putting up there, so maybe they're starting on the mounts for the GSEs. As the first GSE will most likely just be a test to see how it runs and how the plumbing goes before they take it off and possibly scrap it or use it as a flight ready one.
I'd recommend just using it. I wouldn't like to see anything go there. If it is exactly how it's like, it's very common and average, in my perspective here. Now, you can see the premium lounge, but there's a catch. To get access to it, you must buy the Boca Chica premium pass, and you must DM Elon. And by Elon, you can contact Kerber hashtag 6158. But if you want the SpaceX server, you can just click on Elon's name and you'll be signed up with Kerber, and you can DM him if you've bought the Boca Chica premium pass. And yeah.
And also, if we zoom back in on Starship, you can actually see the tanks, and also you can see that thermal protection system, as it looks like they only have a couple pieces on the aft part and on the common dome and all that. And also you can see that they have one on the flaps. And there on your screen, there should be the high bay camera. You can also see Bluezilla in the background as it was moved after Space Day. And hopefully we could actually see some activity coming in the distant future with Starbase employees, as they could soon be able to possibly have more cranes and also ones that function, so you could see ring stacking or whatever. But that is also in the distant future and not coming up within the next week or two. Teams still have to work on it and get it ready. And also you can see a crawler if we're still stuck on, or if we're still on that view.
Yeah.
But if we're not stuck on that view, you could go back after the stream has ended. You can see that crawler in the middle of your screen there. And also, right now, Starship is detanking. If you just tuned in, it just did its static fire, and the roads are now reopening, which means that we'll be ending this broadcast to a close. Thank you for joining today and watching Space Watchers. You can subscribe and turn on notifications to get updates on live streams or updates on videos.
And
Also,
you can subscribe to the SpaceX channel and also join our communications server on the Discord. And the group that is actually gonna, I think, is located on the server. But
and also you can tune into or you could follow the SpaceX Twitter that will be posted in the chat. That Twitter provides updates on engineering and other stuff that goes on within the group. So thank you for watching today. I'm Dev.
And I've been Kali, and we'll see you for the next commentary for the Space Watchers on mission SN10 to be scheduled to launch on Saturday.
See you Saturday. This is Space Watchers signing off.
Bye now. Peace.